Right now, say I want y'all to get the drop. Country paper. So anybody on that line right now, that's what people be. I'm talking say. Wow. Don't do that. Don't know what was going on with the live, but we're gonna get it. Not gonna sit there and do that. Though. Hold on. We about to get it together. All right. We're gonna figure it out. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Give me 1 minute, Zeus. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, y'all. I'm aka the Apostle. She'll be joined by my other co-host, Brandon Stannard, in a few minutes. And also I got our brother Coach Zeus stopping by. We're gonna get into a whole lot of a little buffet of things. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and also TikTok. So let me explain to those on TikTok what's going on real quick. You know what I mean? A little bit of technical difficulties brought up TikTok. For those that want to watch the stream, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. But y'all can get the behind the scenes chit chatter. So let's get it started, man. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Uh-oh.
You gave me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I just can't see you. That's crazy.
It's all good. As long as they can hear me, we good. We good.
Okay. So you got a lot on your mind about the trades and the things that you're seeing right now. Talk to me.
I mean, I wish Mr. Brandon was here because I had a recording of him telling me that the Wizards weren't moving anybody else after I said be on the lookout for them, making one more splash. Because there's no way in this do you go and just trade for Trae Young and you just think, oh, we're just gonna wait for the draft to see if we could bring some complementary players into the fray. Do I like the trade? I don't love it. It was a business move. They didn't have to give up too much collateral. People are complaining about a bunch of second round picks. Wizards have never been good at drafting before the last 2 years anyway, so I'm not really tripping too much off that. But you sit Trae, you sit AD, let them sit the rest of the season out, get healthy, come back next year after you get one of those top 5 picks, bring them into the fray, and you good to go, man. It is what it is.
I mean, the moves.
Like next year after you get one.
I mean, the moves, they're okay. They're okay. I mean, it'll bring a little bit of excitement, a little buzz to the Wizards, and you get some people that the fans actually want to come see. Whether or not it'll turn to anything successful, that remains to be seen. You know what I mean? But at least right now, you know what I mean? At least right now, you got some people that the fans know. You know what I mean? With Trae and when he come back in AD. Do I love the pickups? No. But at least it's something to get the Wizards some buzz, because right now, out of all the teams in the area, they the ones that got the least amount of traction. So at least they get some buzz. What you think about that?
I like it because to bring those two guys over, you got Trae Young and AD. That's the smartest thing that you can do for this organization that doesn't require you to break the house. You know what I'm saying? Who'd they get rid of? Marvin Bagley. They gave up 3 second rounders. They gave up 2 future first round picks. They gave up Chris Middleton and AJ Johnson, man. Like they still keep the nucleus of the Alex Sarr and the other Trae and the, Keyshawn George and everything, who are still developing and within their own right. So I mean, this is a win for the Wizards, who haven't had a win in quite some time when it came to trading and off season and drafts and stuff like that. So the sky's the limit for them, man. I had a crazy hot take on Beazel's show the other night, and this was the day before the trade was announced. I said the Wizards will be the fourth seed or higher in the East next season. That was my hot take, and got a couple laughs and everything. But as
You
you can see,
said, wait a minute, say that again. You said the Wizards will be the number 4 team in the East next year?
yeah,
That's a hot take. I'll say that.
yeah,
But I mean, like I said, out of all the teams in the DC area right now, the Wizards had the least amount of attractions. But I am going to hold you to that prediction or that debate that we had. And for those on TikTok, we are live on Let's Talk Sports on YouTube, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And this is like the behind the scenes. But I'm going to hold you to that. The Wizards, right,
hmm
are eventually going to be better than the Mystics. I got the Mystics being better before the Wizards get better. Even with the people they picked up, the Mystics will be better than the Wizards.
okay,
Yeah, I don't think it's close. But
okay.
I mean, so we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that in the fray. I'm gonna keep that one. But also, so we got 2 hot takes from you. We got 2 hot takes from you right now. So you saying the Wizards will be a top 4 team in the East next year? You're saying,
Yeah.
and then you're also saying that they're gonna be better than the Mystics, correct?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I disagree with both.
Okay.
Do I think they can be a contender? I mean, if they make it to the 8th seed in the East, I'll be happy. 4, I think you push it.
I just watched 3 teams that made the playoffs last year. They not even fighting for a play-in spot. So the East is very chippy and up and down in terms of I just watched the team that was in the championship, the NBA championship finals. They're the worst team in the East right now, albeit there are injuries and things that are going on. But the East definitely shakes up every year. You've got about 2 or 3 teams that consistently remain of hovering around the top, but everybody else is so flip-flop and shaky. I'm not surprised. The Wizards just added 2 all-stars, 2 great players on the team, and now what's going to happen is
Great players,
if
great.
if Trae Young is not great, he's not good. He's great. Trae Young is great. Trae Young is one of the best point guards in the league. One of the best point guards in the
He
East.
was one of the best point guards in the league when he was healthy.
Okay, so health is wealth. He'll be healthy
I
next
mean,
season.
and then and Anthony Davis is Mr. Doctor visits. I mean, there's a reason why the Dallas Mavericks let him go.
That's
Or
cool.
traded him.
I don't have an issue with it, right? We don't know what's going to happen next year. 3 days ago, we didn't even know that Anthony Davis was going to be on his team. 3 weeks ago, we didn't even know that Trae Young was going to be on his team. 3 months ago, we didn't even know that Keyshawn George and Alex Sauer be playing the way that they're playing. So, we got to let time do what time does best, and that's give us the experience of the surprise of what's going on. But at the end of the day, give them, if they don't trade nothing else, trade deadline is today. If they don't do nothing else, they go into the draft and pick up a top 5 player, right, out of the draft pick, right? They get a top 5 pick. They go pick somebody else. Bro, the Wizards are cooking with gas, man.
Again, I'm going to say this one more time. For those that's tapping in. For those on TikTok, like I said, that we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook if you want to see the actual live. But if not, this is the behind the scenes. But like I said to you, again, I like what the Wizards are doing because of the teams in the area, they're the teams with the least amount of buzz. No shade, but that's just how it's been for the last few years. The least amount of buzz. At least till the last time it was a little bit of buzz about them is when Westbrook was here, and that's been a few years. You know what I mean? So it's good to see them back being talked about. At least there's some people that the fans actually were like, oh, okay, he's a celebrity or he's a star. It's cool. I'm cool with that. But in terms of results, we got to see what happens first. You know what I mean? I ain't going bonkers until I see, some results. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that in order to get the results that you want, you got to start moving in the right direction. Right now, the Wizards have a top 10 point guard in the NBA.
Okay.
Wizards have a top 10 forward in the NBA.
Who's that? Who's that top 10 forward they got?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Oh, okay, hey, TikTok. For those that tapping in, I need everybody that's watching it right now. This is our first question of the day. Is Anthony Davis still a top 10 power forward in the league?
Yes. You can't name 10 power forwards better than him.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Anthony Davis is a top 10. But is that by default?
What do you mean by default? No, by body of work. Anthony Davis' biggest Achilles heel against him is quite literally his Achilles heels. He can't stay healthy. But when he is healthy, when he is healthy, he's putting up numbers like 28 points and 16 rebounds.
But he missed 25. What he missed 50 games a year?
If that's how you want to put it, I also watch him play a position that he should not be playing. Putting Anthony Davis at the 5.
Hold on. Let me not mess myself up before. Listen, because I actually work for these people. So listen, I'm not coming for you. I'm not coming for you, Anthony Davis. Please don't get mad. And when it's time for us to interview you, please don't take this out of me. But I'm gonna have to ask you, man. Health is important. The best ability is availability.
And when he's available, he's gotten a ring. He's gotten 10 All-Stars. He's gotten a myriad of accolades, right? We know what he's done when he was healthy and wealthy and wise. We know what he was doing. You know what I mean? He may have been the best power forward in the league at one point in time. That's not a debate. But health-wise, but you see how you calling him a power forward, right? But every time that we see him on the court, he's playing center position. That's kind of crazy. That's because in today's NBA, 7-footers are hybrids. They play power forward and center. In today's NBA, Anthony Davis is 6'11", right? Call him a sub 7-footer. I don't care. Do what you do. Anthony Davis, when he was skinny playing power forward over in New Orleans, he was doing it. Yes. Yeah, he got injured, but he was doing it. They moved him to the 5, right? And he has not been the same ever since. When he came over to the Lakers playing the 4, they immediately won a chip. As soon as they got rid of Dwight Howard,
we're not.
No, because as soon as they bumped him to the 5, he's been trash. What are we talking about? If you move Russell Westbrook from point guard to shooting guard, right? He's
a hybrid. He's a hybrid.
But and so is Anthony Davis. The problem is we've seen Russell Westbrook for the last 13, 14, 15 years be amazing at the point guard position. Yes, he played 2 in college. He came to Scott Brooks' offense in OKC. He ran the 1 and he did it amazingly. Russell Westbrook is going down in history as like a top 5 point guard of all time. And we're not even about
whoa, wait a minute. And everybody know how much I love Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a top 5 point guard?
Of all time.
Top 5 point guard of all time.
Of all time. Name 5 point guards better than Russell Westbrook. And as soon as you say Steph Curry, I'm going to tell you Steph Curry's a shooting guard. And the only reason they let him run
but he's listed as a point guard. I can't.
And that's the problem.
So they both hybrids. But they both listed as point guard. Steph Curry is listed as a point guard.
Steph Curry is a better shooter than Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a better point guard than Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's a better shooter than everybody that played the game.
Exactly. So, that's his bread and butter. When he don't have nobody to pass the ball to, we've seen what happens. We've seen what happens.
But he's listed as a point guard.
But Steph Curry when they didn't make the play in. When he had to be the point guard and they couldn't make the play in, we saw what happened. He was getting his cookie stripped and all that. When they found reputable point guards,
as a point guard.
Listen, I've never seen Russell Westbrook need another point guard. I've seen Steph Curry need other point guards. Multiple.
I have seen Russ play off the ball.
I just said I've never seen him need a point guard. I've watched him play off the ball in in Darvin Ham's trash system. I watched y'all let Russell Westbrook run the 5-out offense for OKC and for the Rockets, and then turn around and come to the Lakers and run a 3-out 2 and a 4-out 1 in offense. Come on, bro.
1 second. Country for life. What we're doing on here. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. See. On TikTok, I got to do 3 30-minute lives before I'm allowed to bring guests on and things like that. And then once I do my 3rd live on TikTok, I'm new to TikTok live. Once I do my 3rd live on TikTok, I start bringing in guests. You'll see us do live interviews and all kinds of things like that. But this is Let's Talk Sports. And right now, we're talking about we're talking about the top 5 point guards because it switched to that. Is Russell Westbrook, for those that watch the NBA, is Russell Westbrook a top 5 point guard? I'm a Russell Westbrook fan, but top 5 point guard, I don't
Top
know.
5 of all time. You can't name 5 point guards better than Russ. You're going to put Magic up there. You're going to put Zeke up there. Then it's going to get really crunchy after that. What Russell Westbrook has done for
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's not better than Russell Westbrook. Stop it.
He's not a better overall player. Is he a better point guard?
He's not even a better point guard.
Chris Paul's not a better point guard?
Chris Paul's a great point guard. He's not a better point guard than Russ. That is an argument we can go back and forth. We can tit for tat that. You could say they neck and neck. You could say whatever.
How are they neck and neck?
They both play the point guard position very
He's not a better
well.
facilitator than Chris Paul.
If you want to believe that, okay, cool.
He's not.
Okay.
He's not a better facilitator than Chris Paul.
Okay, the numbers don't lie.
If we go to the assist numbers, they're not close.
If we go to any numbers, they're not close.
If we go to the assist number, Chris Paul is not a scorer. He's a point guard. Like, see, we got to remember now, once the NBA switched to everybody being hybrids, it's more or less people are in their positions just so a novice can follow the game. They're not really that position. They just, that's what they listed at. You understand what I'm saying? But in terms of being a traditional point guard, Chris Paul was a traditional point guard. He is a better point guard than Russ. That's not a debate. Why is it?
It is a debate.
Because he is a better floor general than Russ. That's not debatable.
He's a better floor.
A point guard's job is to set the offense, run the offense. See what I'm saying? I'm supposed to have my assist to turnover ratio is supposed to be immaculate. That's where you lose the whole argument right there when it comes to him and Russ.
I'm watching you just tell me, right, about how Curry's this combo guard and all of this and giving me all these accolades, and then you turn around and take them away from Russell Westbrook so you can big up Chris Paul.
Take what away from Russell.
And here's the worst part about it, right? Because I don't want to get mixed up into the weeds of things. Let's say that we're going to sit here and say Chris Paul is better than Russ, right?
That better point guard. He's not. He's better point guard. He's not a better player.
Now watch this.
He's not a better player.
If you want to put Chris Paul as a better point guard than Russ, okay, you got Magic, Zeke, Chris Paul. Russ is still a top 5 point guard of all time. You could say Chris Paul is a top 5 point guard of all time. You could say both them Bammers is better than John Stockton. You could say both them Bammers is better than Steve.
You don't go bonkers.
No, I didn't go bonkers.
Whoa. Did you just say Russ is a better point guard than John Stockton?
Absolutely. Just like I said, Chris Paul is a better point guard than John Stockton.
Hey man, stop that, bro.
You want to argue that Chris Paul's not a better point guard than John Stockton?
No, he's not a better point guard than John Stockton. Listen, you can say Russ is a better overall player because he does more than just run the point. You know, he can shoot, he can do a lot. He's an amazing ball player. Overall ball player and talent, you can argue that. But just the position of point guard, he is not better than no John Stockton.
I hear you, bro.
Chris Paul. You're talking about the all-time leading assist leader in the history of the game.
And we're talking about the guy that has the most triple doubles out of everybody. So what are we doing?
Jay Kidd, Jerry West, Steve Nash.
All of them are lesser than Russell Westbrook. So stop it, bro.
Not point guards.
Yes, point guards.
Listen, just like to be clear, right? Today's power forwards, right? They're hybrids. They could not deal with the Barkleys of the world. They could not deal with the Akeem Olajuwons of the world. They could not deal with the Tim Duncans of the world. Tim Duncan will go for 50 a night in today's NBA.
You're saying that if John Stockton played in today's NBA,
he'll kill him, young boys.
Stop it, bro.
You know why? You know why? Because one thing about traditional point guards, they're not going to waste all that unnecessary energy trying to do all these extra special moves and all that. They're just going to play the game how the game is supposed to be played. Textbook basketball. Fundamentals matter. See what I'm saying? And you talking about dudes that run offenses, and they did it, and they did it when the NBA was physical, not this feather duster. You can get to the rack anytime you feel like it league.
I'm watching a guy that played more games than Russell Westbrook, right?
Who?
John Stockton.
Right. But when you
John
also
Stockton
look at
he came down the paint, threw the ball to Karl Malone. That was his bread and butter, bro. That's what he did.
The
And
pick
that's
and
not
roll, you
to
mean? The
and
pick and
that's
roll,
not
you
to
mean?
and that's not to take away from nothing that he did. I watched Russell Westbrook run pick and roll with every center that he's played with, from Daniel Gafford all the way back to Steven Adams and Serge Ibaka,
I
bro.
mean,
Russell,
I ain't
we're
gonna
not
lie
gonna
to
sit
you.
here and pretend like Russ is not a great point guard. We're not gonna sit here and pretend
He's
like
not.
what
He's
Russ
not.
did.
He's a great
If
player.
what you're
He's a
saying,
great player.
if
He's a
you're
great
saying is what
player.
if what you're saying is what Russ has done, his body of work does not compare to John Stockton or Chris
I
Paul's
know what
body
we're
of
gonna
work.
do. We got to move on to the next topic. But what we're gonna do with this, what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna take this debate. Russell Westbrook top 5 point guard. We're gonna take this to IG in a couple hours. So in a little bit, we're gonna let the people really dive on this. But we got to get into our Super Bowl picks and all of that. And we also got to get into this Reggie Miller. Did Reggie Miller diss Caitlin Clark situation and Unrivaled? We got to get into some other stuff. Okay, so right now, Super Bowl week, we got the Patriots versus Seattle, a rematch of a few years ago. And who you picking first of all?
Oh, Seattle, absolutely.
You going with Seattle? Why?
You got a team that really went through the gauntlet before they ever even touched the playoffs. They've shown that they were playoff ready in week 10, week 11, week 12, week 16, week 17, and they never fell off. They never rattled. Everybody's be like, oh, you get hot at a certain time. They never needed to get hot. They were there the entire year. The entire year. They've gone through the playoffs. They've shown you exactly who they are. Nothing has changed. Nothing's faltered. It's going to be business as usual on Sunday for them. Meanwhile, Drake May, the first 18 weeks of the season, we've wondered, when is he going to play somebody good? When is he going to get in there and rumble with somebody? And when it came time for him to get in there and rumble with the Broncos, Bo Nix goes down. We see how that goes. We saw the first 2 quarters of that situation, and it still was a ball game at the end of the day.
They played in the snow, man.
Right. That's why I mentioned the first half before the snow started falling.
Right.
I'm like, so at the end of the day, when they go in there, there's one team that is battle tested, tried and true, and there's another team that I still believe are pretenders that got there. Yeah,
They're not pretenders. They're not
they made
pretenders.
the best of their situation, bro. You can't tell me that they're not pretenders when you said 3 weeks ago they had the most cupcake
I said that.
season,
I
right?
did say that.
Then
I did
you
say
then
that. But
then
they got to the
you
dance.
said then you said once Bo Nix went down, it could change the trajectory of the game, but you still believed in the backup quarterback.
I
I
did.
have never.
You know what? I did believe in Jared Stidham. I did believe in Stidham. And Stidham, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Jared Stidham is gonna look back at that game and look at that crazy moment before halftime and realize that moment right there is gonna be the reason that his life and career could have changed on that one play, changed his whole life.
If
Because
Bo Nix was out there, they're up 14-0
Bo Nix
before they.
plays, no doubt. If Bo Nix plays the Broncos in the Super Bowl,
And
no question.
that's my
No
problem.
question.
My problem is the Patriots have won their games on the backs of ifs and ifs and ifs was a fifth
Hey
and all of
man,
this.
listen,
But
but that's
the
how it
Seahawks
is.
But the Seahawks win in there. Who cares? We just gonna get the W. Who cares? It don't matter if the odds are stacked against us. And now they're going into a Super Bowl game where they are tried, tested, and true. And this might be one of the easier opponents that they played out of the entire playoff series. The
That's the
most difficult
problem.
game is behind them.
That's the problem, though. See, listen, I'm picking Seattle. I'm going with the Seahawks, no question. But that's why you can't never sleep on these type of games. Because, see, you got to remember, man, you only got to beat them once.
You believe that the Patriots.
I'm going with Seattle. I'm picking Seattle.
Okay.
I want Seattle to win the game.
Gotcha.
I really do. I'm going with Seattle. I believe because you got to remember that if the Patriots win this Super Bowl, right? What up, Fox? That makes 7 Super Bowls. Like their body of work is diabolical with all the Super Bowl appearances. I think this is like their 12th Super Bowl appearance. So we definitely don't need them to win 7. I don't know if I can stomach that, but I'm going with Seattle, and I like to see Seattle do it. Shout out to my man D-Law and a couple of players that we got over there. Now let's get into another topic. And TikTok, once I'm able to bring guests on and do my lives the way I really want to do them, because I got to do one more 30-minute live before I can bring guests on and do interviews and stuff like that. But a lot of y'all WNBA takes, I'm going to challenge you. I'm sorry. I got to challenge y'all takes. So one topic we got to talk about is, over the weekend, Caitlin Clark was on NBC. And the lady put Reggie Miller on the spot and asked him, Reggie Miller and Carmelo, and they put him on the spot and they said, what NBA player does her game remind you of? Hello?
Right.
And Carmelo said Luka, right? Carmelo said Luka. Don't know how, but hey, nobody had a problem with that. But when the problem came into play, Reggie Miller said Peyton Pritchard. And the internet has been coming for him ever since. Listen, all right. So I'm gonna let you go first, because you gotta understand there's a political side. There's a political side to what he said, and then there's a reality side. So go ahead. You can start. Go ahead.
When I first heard it, right, I sat back before I said anything, right? Because I'm like, is it a joke? Is it a whatever? But Peyton Pritchard, that's a spot on analysis for who Caitlin Clark is.
You done gone bonkers. You done
It
gone
is.
bonkers. You done gone bonkers.
It's a spot on analysis.
You have gone bonkers. But go ahead.
I haven't. It's a spot on analysis.
Stop that, man.
We're looking at, and what's crazy is everything that I said about Caitlin the last 2 seasons, I've said about Peyton Pritchard. Even when the Celtics was going on a run.
What is that? What? Please enlighten me.
A streaky offensive scorer who does not have fully developed a secondary or tertiary skill. Super pro scoring.
I need you to break that down for me. Stop for a minute, because you use that word a lot. That tertiary. Describe give us a clear, second definition of what that word means.
I'll give you a prime example. Jimmy Butler's primary skill, right? Defense. Secondary skill, offense. Tertiary skill, his ability to facilitate. Is literally his third best skill. If he has to bring the ball up, that's not his best thing that he can do, right? If I would want him to lean onto something, it would be his defense. The second thing I would want him to lean on is his offense. Then the third thing I would want him to lean on is bringing the ball up. Jason Tatum, primary skill, scoring. Secondary skill, defense. Tertiary skill, bringing the ball. I'm not Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I do not want Jaylen Brown bringing the ball up if I could have Jaylen Brown playing defense first. I do not want Jaylen Brown bringing the ball up if I can have Jaylen Brown catching the ball and shooting the offense first. Caitlin Clark is an amazing shooter. Amazing shooter. Ball handling is still to be determined because she cannot go left. And every time you put the second or first best defender on her, it gets very chippy in the third and fourth quarter. Very similar to Peyton Pritchard. She does not have a tertiary skill yet. She does not. Tell me what her tertiary skill is.
Okay, so before we go there, right? Okay, the political side of this is this, right? It is a disrespect, right? Regardless if you really believe it or not, and we want to get down into the nuts and bolts of basketball and all of that, right? When somebody is regarded at a particular level in their particular sport, right? To compare that person to a person that was a 6-man or coming on the bench for most of their career is a disrespect. It is. We're just going to be honest. Now, if you want to get down to the nuts and bolts of their style of play and all that, that's fine. And that's the factual side of it. But in terms of the political side of it, she is regarded as the Steph Curry of her league. Regardless if you feel it's true, that's what she's regarded as. So if you're going to do that, man, you know, everybody knows when you say Peyton Pritchard is a disrespect. You know that. Can you admit that?
No, I can't admit that. No.
Bro. Plus, regardless if you think she is or not, regardless if you think, for those that don't, you know, regardless of what you think she is or not, she's regarded as that. She's regarded as that status. Right or wrong.
You can regard somebody as something, and then you can ask somebody who's played in the NBA, who's one of the greatest scorers of all time, and ask them their advice on who they believe this person reminds them of. They should have gave them an ABC multiple choice if y'all wanted that.
So tell me this then. So how does Carmelo Anthony come with Luka?
because they're two
Peyton
different
Pritchard and
people.
Luke. But
They're
what I'm
two
saying,
different people.
but what
No,
I'm
hold on,
saying
hold on,
is
hold on,
this.
hold on. So you're asking a guy who is a small forward, right? Who's played small forward. Who does this girl, who's a point guard, remind him of? I'm expecting him to go small forward every single time.
But what's name's a two guard? Reggie a two guard.
And Reggie went with a guard.
He went with a point guard.
Reggie, in fact, went with a guard. He didn't go with the small forward, power forward. I'm expecting whoever to jump in there, with the exception of a center. Like if you ask Shaq plays center, so he's
Let me
no
ask you something. Let me ask you something. Let's be honest now.
I'm trying to be honest, bro. I don't
if
think
Luka, but if Luka, okay, listen. What is Luka regarded as in the NBA, right?
You want the truth, or you want like
No,
what you want, the political joint? Like what you
no,
want?
Luka's regarded as a superstar, correct?
Right.
That's why nobody got a problem with him comparing Caitlin to Luka, because Luka is a superstar. They got a problem with you comparing. She's a superstar in her sport, and you're comparing her to a role player. It's a disrespect, regardless of how you slice the pie.
The question was, what does her game remind you of?
Who,
that was the question.
We all know when people ask you these questions on these platforms, we know every question is loaded. You know, social media is going to react to every reaction you give. Everybody's going bananas because he said Caitlin reminds him of Peyton Pritchard. Everybody is falling out because of that. And like I said, the political point of it, they're right. Politically, you out of bounds, Reggie. You know you out of bounds. You know good and well what they was lining you up for.
No. Because now what you're doing is taking a slight at Peyton Pritchard. And that's not fair to Peyton Pritchard for what Reggie Miller did. Did
Peyton Pritchard win Rookie of the Year?
See, you see what you're doing? You are now tearing away from what Peyton Pritchard has done in his NBA career.
Has he? Okay, listen, we get it. When we compare the men and the women, everybody want to get down to the skills and all that stuff, and we know it's a difference in that in how we view them. But what we're not going to do, what we're never going to do, is take away what somebody has accomplished. He was the Rookie of the Year, flat out. Was Peyton Pritchard ever on that level? No.
Here's the problem. Y'all ask a professional his opinion.
Is it true?
Y'all taking away his opinion.
Is what I just said true or no?
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent, she was the Rookie of the Year. She won the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but at the same time, you asked a dude that's played in the NBA at a very high level, who is regarded as one of the best shooters, right? Then you ask him, what does her player comp, her player NBA comparison? And he gave you, take the accolades out of it. This girl can shoot. This girl is really good at the big moment. She's this, she's that. Her game reminds me of Peyton Pritchard, right? Carmelo gave you a very laissez-faire answer. Oh, yeah, it reminds me of Luka.
I watch this. Okay, cool. I'm going to play your game. Right? Reggie Miller, you just said, is one of the best shooters ever that ever played the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Right. So somebody came to him, and I'm not, and y'all ladies, y'all know I love y'all, so I'm not coming for none of y'all, right? But if somebody was to ask you, you're like, what, they don't do this to men, but okay, but what WNBA player reminds you of Reggie Miller, right? You would think they would say somebody like Marina Mabrey. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can rain threes, Alicia Gray, people that can shoot very well, Ryan Howard, people like that. But if they was to come out and say somebody that come off the bench for one of the teams, hey?
You got to listen to their response as to why they said that. If they said this person can shoot, this person shoots really well, this person is great in the rotation, they do this and they do that, that is in fact not a knock. I think the problem is y'all was expecting Reggie Miller to say somebody like Luka or a Trae Young or a Steph, and he took
that's what everybody was
looking
for, and that would have got us out of this.
But guess what? Watch this. If Michael Jordan, if Zeke, if Magic, if any of them would have said the same thing Reggie would have said, it wouldn't even have been hot fire.
Why wouldn't it have been?
Because you hold their answers to more regard than you hold.
If Mike Magic or one of them said that, it would shut down the internet.
No, it wouldn't. If Michael Jordan said that Caitlin Clark's game is reminiscent of Peyton Pritchard, Magic Johnson said
Michael Jordan, LeBron, or anybody that status said that same thing, they will be, oh my God, Jordan hates Caitlin. It would be all over. It'll be all over the internet. It will shut down the internet, man.
And you know why, though? Because I'm listening to grown women in the WNBA talk about Caitlin's game, and anytime you say something that doesn't glaze her, it's a problem. We see it all the time. We see commentators in hot fire
Okay.
for saying
One
Caitlin
more
went 1
time.
for 10 last night. She needs to work on her
One
shooting.
more
Now all of
time.
a sudden
One
they're
more
haters.
time. One more time. When somebody's a superstar in their sport, you would expect them to be compared to a superstar in the other sport. We don't compare superstars to role players.
Yes, we do.
Do we do that? In no
Yes, we
sport do
do.
we do that.
There,
Name a sport.
listen. You're calling Caitlin Clark a superstar,
She
right?
is a superstar.
No, she's not.
How's she not?
No, she's
How's she
not.
not?
She's not a superstar, bro. A superstar is somebody, right, who is arguably the best in whatever that they got going on, conference, whatever the case may be. When you said that Carmelo was a superstar, Carmelo was top 3 in the NBA at that time. There was no, you can't be a superstar and
You
there's
don't
5,
got
6, 7.
you don't
Hold
gotta
on, hold
be
on.
you don't
You
gotta
gotta let
be
me
you don't
finish. You
gotta be
gotta
in
let
the
me
top
finish.
three to be a superstar.
Yeah, you gotta let me finish. You can't be a superstar and there's 5, 6, 7 guys better than you. That don't even
Yes,
make
you
no
can
sense.
be. You
No, you
absolutely
can't.
can be.
There are literally
So a
4 or
top 10
5.
player.
There are literally 4 or 5 superstars in the league right now. Yes, there are 30 all-stars, but a superstar is completely different from an all-star. We're talking about the best of the best.
It's at least 10 superstars in every league.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No,
A
it's not.
top 10 player is not a superstar?
A top 10 player is not a superstar. A top 5 player is a superstar. We got to
Only
remember what
top 5.
superstardom is. We got to remember what superstardom is. We're talking about somebody that could be on a State Farm commercial and everybody instantly
Well,
recognizes.
she's
We're
on a
talking about
State Farm
somebody that
commercial.
hold on, because there's more to it. We're talking about somebody that when you say, oh, if they was in this league, if they was in this division, if they was in this conference, if they was in this, they would still be able to do what they do if they was on this team, so and so and such and such.
Right.
You put Carmelo on any team. Any team, Carmelo still has a chance to win MVP. You put LeBron on any team. I don't care if it's the Charlotte Bobcats. That 2011 LeBron is still
How's
going to
that
be
not apply to
2011
her?
LeBron. It
How's
doesn't
that not
apply to
apply
her
to her?
because she was in a great situation
How?
this year.
How?
Did you see the team she had? Is Aaliyah Boston not Aaliyah Boston? Was Kelsey not Kelsey? Like, what are we talking about, bro? We gonna say that the Indiana Fever was scrubs this year. That's what we're gonna say.
No, we're not saying they scrubbed. They came one game from the WNBA finals. We know they're not
Exactly.
scrubbed.
Without her as
Big
you may
facts.
add. So
Big facts. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Big facts. Because what I was going to say, and this is definitely for one of my TikTok videos when it come up, Caitlin Clark, for the rest of her career, it's championship or bust. There's no getting around it no more with the way, because their fans don't appreciate the two people you just saying. They don't appreciate Kelsey Mitchell. They don't appreciate Aaliyah Boston. So as long as she's healthy and Sophie Cunningham is healthy, it's championship or bust. It's championship or bust. There is no excuses, because that's what them content creators out there had, the narrative that they push, that them two are the team and everybody else was just there, and it was like I don't know, man. But back to her, she is a superstar in her sport.
Then they need to ask a better question. They need to say next time, what superstar would you compare Caitlin Clark to? Don't say what NBA player comparison do you have, because there's over 450 NBA players.
There's a reason why Carmelo said Luka, man. There's a reason why he said Luka. He knew, listen to me, he knew he had to come with somebody that the fans felt was bona fide.
You want to know why? Because he's still in a place where he's now done with the NBA and he's trying to find his footing in sports broadcasting and journalism.
No, I think he got his own show. He got his own show. Listen, so I don't think
bro,
he's really pressed to be in no market that don't.
You know what the sad reality
is? Don't strike me as one of them dudes, man.
Bro, he's still young in this professional setting. He's only 4 years removed from the NBA.
But
Reggie Miller has not played an NBA game in over 20 years. Reggie Miller can say what he wants. He's a 60-year-old man.
First of all, Reggie Miller can say whatever he wants. And that's the thing. But all I'm saying is, in this particular case, he was wrong.
No, he wasn't wrong, because the question was,
he was wrong.
You can't tell somebody their opinion is wrong. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of
crazy. Wrong.
Hey, watch this. Hey, AK, give me a guy from yesteryear that you compare Dak Prescott's game to. Just give me a name.
Not doing that.
Exactly, because no matter who you say, there's going to be a million people out there that say that you should say this person.
No, because I'm going to be real. I'm going to put him on the status that he's on. You know what I mean? I'm going to put him on the status that he's on. I'm not going to like that. But see, that's the thing. But Dak Prescott is one of the faces of the NFL, whether people like it or not. He's one of the faces of the NFL.
You think he's a superstar?
No, but I'm thinking about it is he's not a stupid. Well, he is a superstar because of the status he brings. Dak Prescott is nobody is talked about in the NFL more than Dak Prescott. That's a fact. That's a fact. Whether we like it or not, that man's viral every day.
So we'll say that Dak Prescott's talked about a lot, but Dak Prescott has not.
His play is not superstardom. No, he's not. His play is not superstardom.
And
but
we can't say the same about Caitlin Clark
because her first year, she did set the record for the most assists in the season. She did set the record for the most assists in the game. She did set a record for, the most triple doubles by a rookie ever. She did that. So that validates her superstardom. At them last year, yes, they're gonna say it was an injury. Last year, she struggled. She had a sophomore slump for the second half. For the second half of the game she played before she was out for the season. That's facts.
You know what? The next time we talk about Jaden Daniels, I hope you give him the same amount of love that you're giving Caitlin.
I never dissed Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Never dissed Jaden Daniels. I never dissed Jaden Daniels. I just said my simple thing was this. I'm saying, as I've always said, when it comes to the NFC East, and I stand on this, you're never going to see a game where Jaden Daniels goes to Dallas and Dak Prescott is there and he wins. It's not going to happen.
So I think what it is this. This is what I'm getting from this conversation, right? I think that there's a level of like admiration and adoration that people are supposed to have for Caitlin Clark that will just never be there for me until she does what she needs to do.
Hold on,
let me finish.
What does Caitlin need to do for you? Go ahead.
Win. She needs to win. Don't have her be hyped up as the Steph Curry of the W. And I know better shooters in the W. Sabrina was the Steph Curry of the W. What are we talking about, bro? Like, we're not about to do this. There are better point guards in the W than Caitlin Clark. There are point guards in the W that play both sides of the ball. Caitlin wasn't even the best guard on her team this year. What are we talking about?
She is the best point guard on the team.
Bruh, Kelsey just had MVP votings when she took the helm of point guard. We said before Caitlin got
there. She was not the point guard. She was not the point guard. She was not the point guard.
All right,
the
bro.
point guard was Odyssey Sims.
All right, bro. If we can't recognize a 2-point guard situation, a 2-point
guard
system.
She wasn't the point guard. Odyssey Sims was, bro.
I hear you.
You know I watch every game, right? You know I watch every game.
And you're saying that I don't watch every game? Is that what you're saying? I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
You do know the point guard was Odyssey Sims, right?
That you do know they was in a 2-point guard system, very similar to when Jordan Poole and Steph was playing. Very similar to when Jordan Poole and Steph was playing for the Warriors at the same time.
All right.
All I'm saying is Kelsey Mitchell was there before Caitlin. We were waiting for Kelsey to bloom. We were waiting for her to burst out on the scene. Caitlin got there the rookie season. Everybody said Kelsey had to step back. Caitlin goes down, and Kelsey's all of a sudden getting MVP votes, MVP nods, MVP nominations. I'm not going to sit here. You said what? It don't matter. Kelsey was being Kelsey. When Kelsey when the ball
didn't go up.
Listen, when the ball is not in someone's hand 80% of the time, it allows the ball to be in somebody else's hand 10, 12, 13, 14% of the time, right? We saw what happened with Luka when Luka was hogging the ball all in Dallas. They had to bring a point guard over there. Jalen Brunson came over there. All of a sudden, they're going to the Western Conference Finals. They brought Kyrie over there. All of a sudden, they're making deep playoff runs. Bring somebody over here so that Caitlin don't have to hold the ball 80% of the possession, and you'll see what happens.
That's part of her growth. Now, that's something. What up, man? Oh, what up, champ? How you doing, man? Look, for those that want to know, I know what's up with you, man. You still at the depot? But I'm live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. You know what I mean? But yeah, what's going on? But look, hold on. What did you just say? Repeat what you just said.
About what?
Dang. All right. So here's the thing. I know what I was about to say. She's not going to get over the hump. She's going to be a dynamic player. Okay, you overseas. That's what's up, man. She's going to be a dynamic, but she's a dynamic player already, but she's not going to get over. What's going to hold her back is this. She's going to have to learn how to play off the ball and be a pure scorer and work on her mid-range. But she's already incredible. She's only in her second year. People gotta understand, man. Listen, it's some hoopers out there. Just because people don't know the hype of the league, it's some hoopers out there. It's some hoopers out there that she's got to learn certain things. But overall, she is a great player and she's going to be great. But but the pressure that's upon her because of the hype is what's compelling a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I mean,
I hear what you're saying.
but I think she's a great player. I mean, you know, I cover the WNBA for those that don't know. I love them all. I don't have no, you know, one over the other type thing. But I just want people to get their rightful flowers. You know what I mean? And I knew when they asked that question, they was not asking for what he gave. What do you say? Pacers trading Ben makes me so upset. But he was going to leave anyway. Yeah. The NBA trades went crazy. The NBA was crazy. I still got to go and really see where everybody went. You know what I mean? There's so many people that got traded. You know what I mean? And I hope so. Hold on. Do anybody think the James Harden trade make Cleveland more of a huge overpay for Zubac? I like Zubac though, but you're right. But do you think Cleveland's a contender?
No.
Are they not? They're not even contenders?
No.
Wow. So who coming out the East?
It's either going to be New York or the Celtics.
Woo! Is there any chance my young ball coming back this year?
Who, Tatum? They want him to come back before April. I don't think that they say he's been running since November. They say he's been running, like doing sprints since November. So I don't know how true that is.
Just keep my man on it. If my man come back for playoff time, anything possible. That's my young ball. And it's sad that my man cannot get his flowers. But yeah, that's my guy right there, Jason Tatum.
I think what really happens is outside of the Celtics and the Knicks, I don't see anybody. I don't.
So who you got? So okay, OKC still got the best record in the league, of course.
Yeah. So it's either gonna be OKC or Spurs, Western Conference Finals.
Knicks,
Eastern Conference Finals.
So y'all got the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I got him in the Western Conference Finals.
Okay.
If Giannis would have got traded to Minnesota like they said it was going to happen, it would have been a different story. But right now, Spurs is the only ones that got OKC numbers.
Hey, man, speaking of that, Milwaukee free Giannis. I hear what y'all saying. I know y'all say. I know they saying they're not gonna trade him. Free Giannis. Like, come on, bro. Like, he got y'all a chip. Y'all ain't really did nothing with him, nothing for him since. Let the man go, man. He said he wanted to stay there, but y'all really dragged that man to the ground. Let the man live, man. Let him go.
Yeah.
But yes. Now, Unrivaled. They said that they did 21,000 in Philadelphia. Next year, Unrivaled, we need you to come to DC. We need you a Washington, DC visit. I would love to go see Unrivaled. Or if they come to anywhere close to here again, I'm gonna try to get out there. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Unrivaled. I love Unrivaled. For those that don't like it, I love it. You been following?
Yeah, man. I think I just like the spirit of folks going out and just hooping without the politics.
Facts.
Unrivaled is like basketball without the politics, right? It's very much similar to the Big Three without the politics. And what I mean by that is, you know, the politics of the NBA would not let guys like Mike Beasley and Lance and them guys. They can't be out there cutting the fool and doing all that stuff. You know, they getting fines and everything like that. In the Big Three, they can talk, they can chest bump, do all that, everything that the fans want, all that. It's a beautiful thing. Not saying that Unrivaled is the Big Three, but Unrivaled, they just going out there hooping. Whoever in front of me is very much so giving me the vibes of the play-in situation at the Mickey Mouse jump. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of hooping. It ain't too much politicking going on. It ain't too much, you know, it's chippy basketball. You hit a three, I'm gonna hit a three. You score, I'm gonna score. It's a beautiful situation, man. And I hope that they keep the politics out of it And you know, I hope that when Saudi comes in and tries to do what they do for a women's league, I hope that, you know, that they somehow incorporate Unrivaled instead of just pushing them to the side.
Wait a minute though, but what you just said is premium. And I told somebody this the other day. WNBA, don't lay around and let somebody outside come buy that league from off of y'all. Y'all gonna fight tooth and nail, but you're gonna have to do one or two things. Either gonna have to pay them women what they asking for, or you're gonna have to sell the league. And everybody said the women ain't got no leverage. The women ain't got no leverage. I don't know why you don't think they got leverage. I don't care I'm gonna tell you the truth. I know they're lying, but we're not even gonna go down the road. I don't even care if you said they ain't made a profit in 28 years was true. I don't even care if it's true. Right now, y'all have invested in brand new teams, brand new stadiums, brand new facilities. And unless you plan on keep paying rent on empty facilities, you better pay them women. And also, I don't know why I keep saying these women, they got no leverage. This ain't back in the day. This not back in the day when you sitting across from a bunch of women that got to take whatever you give them. You sitting across from millionaires now. Some of them coming in the league from NIL deals, they already millionaires. They got endorsements. They getting paid from Unrivaled. Like some of them already made their salary that you was gonna pay them already. So I don't know what y'all think what leverage you really gonna hold over them. They got their money. You're not even their primary source of income. You know what I'm saying? You're not even their primary source of income. You know what I mean? Like you do not pay Caitlin Clark bills. You do not pay Angel Reese's bills. You don't pay Angel Wilson's bills. You're not even their primary source of money. So what leverage do you really think you're gonna tell somebody, you know what? I know you're a millionaire, but I'm only gonna pay you $75,000.
Yeah, and I think this the worst thing that could happen is this collective bargaining agreement stuff going on while Saudi is in the background doing what they do. We seen what happened with the golf situation. PGA said we're gonna pay y'all what we want and y'all gonna do what we tell y'all to do. Liv popped on the scene. Once Liv popped on the scene, PGA did everything in their power to compete. And now we see what's going on. The same with all of the other Saudi Arabia backed things. When Saudi Arabia got in bed with WWE and said, hey, we're going to start doing events over here because the money is the money. When Saudi Arabia started doing the boxing stuff, every time they touch a sport, that sport gets well over the notoriety that people believe that it deserves worldwide because they're really good at bringing the casuals into it. If you want casuals in the W, let Saudi do it.
Question just came up on TikTok. They said, where's Ja going?
Ja ain't going nowhere.
They gonna keep him?
They're gonna do exactly what Giannis just did. They gonna, because where are they gonna send him?
He don't want to be there.
Giannis don't want to be there either. The thing is, you got
Giannis giving up. No, the difference is Giannis wanted to stay. They didn't want to give Giannis no help.
Ja is ready to go, and the thing is, I don't think you could find a trade for Ja. And I don't think there's a trade out there.
Why? Who wouldn't want Ja?
You got to take that contract with Ja.
Now I ain't gonna lie to you, now Wizards. Now you want to impress me? You really want me to do some backflips? Get Ja here.
There's no way.
I know it's probably no way, but somebody got to do it, man. That would shake up some stuff. I'm glad. That's a good question. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's a good question. For those that don't know, here Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Right, we're over on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and I got to do 3 lives on TikTok before I'm allowed to bring on guests. Once I'm allowed to bring on guests, we will be doing interviews and all kinds of different things, and from a wide range. I cover the WNBA and I cover boxing. I work for the Washington Mystics, and I also, very in tight in the boxing community. I work mainly with the Russell brothers, mainly Gary Antoine Russell, WNBA champion of the world. You know what I mean? With that being said, look, though, we're going to go and get up out of here. Let everybody know where they can find you, what you got going on.
Yeah, man, I'm around here and there. Be sure y'all download that Golden Gloves virtual reality boxing on the Meta. Go ahead, jump in there, get your punches on. It's a great thing, man. And we'll be having some more things coming down the pipeline. Y'all see me shortly, man. Appreciate it.
And once again, if you have not done so, follow Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. Everything is either Let's Talk Sports or AK the Apostle. And like I said, man, look, we got a lot of stuff coming your way this year. A lot of content. TikTok, I'm new to the lives with y'all, but look, when you find out, go through my page, you'll see the coverage of us in the building, at the sports, at the fights. We got a lot of, but this year we got a lot of stuff coming your way. We got a lot of content coming your way. You know what I mean? A lot of things that I want y'all to be able to, enjoy and support with us. So with that being said, we're gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all that tapped in, man. We out of here. One.
All right.